Stop. Alright guys, people wanted me to do a more serious video about this. And if you like these videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share if you want to support the channel. I guess my knee-jerk reactions to this Season 4 patch. And to be honest, my initial knee-jerk reaction is not different than the more exaggerated one. Although it was not an exaggeration when I said right when they showed this patch, I was like, oh boy, I think this medium and hard thing that characters have is actually a stealth nerf. And I did have I did last night, I had a stupid kind of grin of psychosis or something you might call it, of flabbergastidation of how retarded it was. You know, there's something that people, and I've said this before in my videos, a lot of my haters or whatever, they'll try to say, oh, Clayton only does combos, he only finds tech, it's not that important, he wants credit for it. Well, then they say that everything I do is not real, and then they take it for themselves, which is funny, and make money. But this patch proves that these are the guys that care about combos. I've always said this in all my videos, dude, that I care about the game itself. I want to play Dragon Ball FighterZ. I actually said it correct. Everyone's always saying, oh, we say Dragon Ball FighterZ. It's fighters. Get it right, motherfucker. Anyway, I care about the game. I want to play this game. So when you see some of those changes and you're like, oh, okay, now his air grab actually counts as an anti-air. It's like, well, thank God when he's in the air, because that's a fundamental change that should have been obvious from day one. Obviously the block damage thing in this game is a problem, so you see like, oh, okay, he actually does a little bit of block damage. At least there's a little bit. At least there's a little bit. Christ. You know what I mean? At least there's a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know why it's not across the board, but at least there's a little bit with his bad mix-up. But then you look at the fundamental stuff, and the fundamental stuff is the most important thing in a video game. A video game has to have solid foundation. It doesn't matter how many good changes are in this patch, and there are some interesting changes in the patch. You know, the whole, oh, super, whatever. I mean, you know, you do a move, whatever, and you know, I call out my dude. I don't know what the fuck I'm fucking saying. You do a move and you call out a dude. What the fuck is he saying? You know what I mean? It's a tag team game. There should be synergy, and I called that as well. Go look at the videos. I was like, they said, and they didn't say dramatic changes. They said dynamic. And when I thought of dynamics, I'm like, you know what? They're gonna let you tag during special moves. Go look, and I fucking said it. I am so fucking right about video games. It pisses me off. It's fucking sad at this point. Just like I'm the stealth nerf thing, dude. So there's interesting changes, and it's cool that, you know, there are, you know, it's cool that there's a little bit more combos. But again, you guys are the one that care about combos more than me, it seems. The haters specifically. And you know, there's gonna be people doing combo videos, and maybe I'll do a few combos. But dude, a lot of the combos are like, oh hey, my move does more stun. Look, oh hey, now this combo, well, no shit, your move does more stun. Was that rocket science? You know what I'm interested in when I like think about combos? I love the fact that I have changed the way how video games are even played. That's what I've done in terms of tech and combo videos. I've done stuff that people thought is never even going to be possible, and it became a B&B. So when I see stuff, I'm going to give you an example like this. This is just terrible. But you know what I mean? They made this this is a Mugen change. And I said, this patch just feels like a stupid Mugen thing. You know what I mean? Like, I've showed this example. Okay. And I've said before, what I would have changed for Brawler with this, because I do think this is very interesting that he has this in this game. Because I'm like, it seems like something that is very specific. It was purposely put in the game. And it's something that was hard that was purposely put in the game. So it's interesting. But what I said is I think it's a little bit too hard, because even though it is optimal in those old optimal combos videos that I've done for the game, it should do a little bit more damage for how hard it is, or make the micro dash grab maybe a frame or two easier. But instead, you know what they did? You know what they did? They left it medium, but I guess people are like, oh, these Clayton combos are too hard in the corner. It's optimal, but it's too hard. So let's just say when you're in the corner, the guy doesn't move? Wait, what? Does that look unnatural to you? Now, of course, you know, I don't think I've seen it. I haven't seen anyone else see it. But you know what I think when I see this? I think for Brawly's new optimal combos, you know what I think? Well, now that he doesn't need to micro dash, now you're saving a few frames for the micro dash, so now he actually might have a totally different optimal combo. Since this game goes off a time buffer system, you might be able to add some different normals in there now. You know what I mean? You got to think the next level. Just a move doing more stun, that's not an interesting combo, dude. I'm sorry, you're not a galaxy brain for being like, oh hey, look, the changes said a move does more stun. I bet it does more stun. Wow, dude, that's your combo video? You know what I mean? So I'll try to find a little bit, a few things, but I'm not, the changes to me were not thought-provoking, especially considering my motivation for the game right now. But, you know, there's just so many Mugen changes, right? Like, for every good thing that is in this patch, there's so many Mugen changes. And it's like, have you ever seen that thing like, what is that? I think it's like a Spinal... I've never seen Spinal Tap, but I know it's a cliche joke. There's that Spinal Tap joke of, this goes to 11. Oh, this goes to 11. Oh, what does your amplifier go to? Oh, it goes to 11. Well, why don't you just make it go to a 10? Because this goes to 11. This is the kind of like intelligence that I get with this patch, right? As many good things as there are, there's just like needless things. And again, this shit is, what is this? Why? And it's like, so you gave Vegito, you know, going back to fundamental, oh, it's like, great, dude. We have a little bit of block damage now. It's minuscule, but at least it's there. But hey, you know what? All those safe Banshee Blast setups that you had, well, they don't work. Because we want you to be able to do combos. Does this look... What is this? I said day one of this game. Negative day one. That moves should not all move you forward like that. If I was going to change the game, I said day one, negative day one. Where the fuck it is. Everyone should have a normal that doesn't really move them forward, that does good block stun. And I'd said a way I would add it is either you give a character a new normal that doesn't move them forward, or since every medium auto combos need a special use, every move should have a use, and most medium auto combos have no use, right? Man, I'm losing my English. English is hard. So maybe, you know, you could do like, oh, everyone has, just like everyone has a unique stand light normal, maybe give everyone a unique medium normal, and it's their one normal that doesn't move them forward. So there's a better sense of spacing, dude. Look at that Krillin shit I showed before, where you can actually space his fireballs to always hit slow, and then you can get, you know, keep looping pressure over and over and over again. That's some awesome shit. And you know it's awesome shit because people said it wasn't real, and then they later fucking took it and they posted it as their own. So you know it's fucking real, okay? And it's just a perfect example why this game needs normals that don't move you forward, so there's better spacing. Look at all that crazy Vegito shit I did. So it's like, yeah, I'm glad I do block damage now, but what is this fucking spacing? Do I get my same falling Banshee Blast stuff? Like, Vegito had that sweet spot where you'd always be at 0. Of course, it doesn't exist now. And so you'd beat a light because of the priority system of the game. It reset the pressure all the time. It set up safe Banshee Blast stuff. So the theoretical, if there was actually block damage, it was actually, you know, you couldn't just take it. You had to eventually kind of move. It also set up the safe medium. It also set up safe Banshee Blast stuff. Can I even get a safe? Let me see. Safe Banshee? Man, this is ridiculous. Oof, boy, we'll give it a few tries. Like, do you see that kind of spacing? That's ridiculous. And then if your medium is doing this kind of shit, well, fuck. Look at this. 13. Well, what does this hit? My rush special. What does my rush special hit at? My rush special doesn't even hit as far as his medium. Okay, let's say we have, you know, the EX move, the fast EX moves, right? It's slower than my move that takes meter. Isn't that the whole, my rush special, like, oh, he just did a rush special out of nowhere. Well, you know what? I could do a rush special out of nowhere, but now I have a medium that goes basically just as far, right? Basically, literally, oh, just a little bit. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Do you think that's good design? And, you know, I know feel is kind of a, feel can be an ambiguous term when you're talking about how a video game feels. You know what I mean? But Mugen games don't feel good, right? That's why Mugen games don't work. It doesn't matter how much cool shit is in a Mugen game. I've played Mugen games before. Evil Ryu, Evil Ken, doesn't matter how cool of characters even those are, and those are the most legendary characters. Excuse me, when you play a Mugen game, it doesn't feel correct. And this game is taking this shit so far, it's like, wow, yeah, you can do cooler combos. But you know what? I gotta be able to play the game too. This shit doesn't feel natural, dude. It doesn't feel good. Yeah, it's gonna add more combos, but what about playing the game? Right? I mean, you think that... Sorry, I called out the wrong character. Sorry, what am I doing? I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. How do I pick my character? God damn it. You'd think that I've played this game before, but apparently I haven't. I'm sorry. Like, wait, do you think... does that seem cool to you? That just seems weird. And do you remember all those crazy Frieza combos I showed with juggling off of all this shit, juggling off of rocks? And now it's just like, let me set it so he's not blocking. Excuse me. Sorry. Wow. Do you remember when I did that in combo videos with micro dashes and I found specific setups that you could actually do combos? And now it's like, oh, but you can just do it now. And it's like, oh. Just Mugen changes, man. There doesn't matter how many cool things, all these laser beam combos, Yeah, it's cool. But again, that's obvious. That's why I said, what did I say? I'm like, I would think you can just link off it easier. They put in the patch changes that, you can homing dash off it. And I was like, well, if you can homing dash off it, it must do enough stun that you can just link off it. Oh, what? You can link off it. And now you see combo guys do it. It's like, well, hey, I called it. That's not big brain shit. That's obvious shit without even playing the game, you can tell. Remember when I was doing laser beam links with Goku? So you just skipped along the laser beam, not even log stun? That's cool shit to me. Shit that you didn't think was possible. Shit that is not even alluded to. That's the kind of shit that I love that I've been able to find in games. Right? So again, it doesn't matter how much cool shit is in this game now. And a lot of it is Mugen shit. Doesn't matter how much cool shit is in the game. If it's Mugen shit or if it's actually cool shit. Again, I'm glad that they are, promoting a little bit more synergy, that kind of stuff. But I see these fundamental things and I'm like, dude, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't even feel good. It doesn't make sense either. Like, does he have X Factor on when he does that? Oh, I guess my punch is X Factor. I randomly have X Factor on some attacks. They're just faster for no reason. Fucks up the spacing more, the flow, the feel of like the scope of spacing. And it's like, oh geez, the game slowed down. Doesn't that seem weird? Like look at that. It feels like the game, boom, I slowed down. Boom. Super, I YRC'd my move. God, man, I want to play the game and it's like, you made it worse. That change is so terrible to me. I can't believe it got approved. That's how bad it is. All these mediums doing all this shit is just terrible. It doesn't look it feels stiff. It feels weird. Like, look at leaving this shit here. I purposely did that just because I wanted to do that. Just like, look at this. They changed the hitboxes and hurt boxes. Like, dude, so it's like, do you see how look how like convoluted and weird that is? So you're telling me my move now goes more forward, but now I can't whiff it? Now, why you would whiff it, you probably wouldn't want to whiff it in the first place. But do you see like the hitboxes and hurt boxes are messed up because they're trying to make combos easier? And it's like, no, we don't want you to whiff. But now it just looks unnatural because it's like, what is pushing against what? What is pushing against what there? I'm just hitting an invisible hitbox because you've literally made the hurt boxes and the way the game feels awkward.
It's metastasizing. It's burning. And it's itching. And soon I will be rid of you. Like a bad case of herpes.
I should knock on wood. Hopefully I never have herpes. Thankfully it's never happened. Anyway, people wanted a slightly more serious video, but what am I supposed to say? I just saw that change and I'm like, God damn it, I'm so pissed off that I'm right.